Joining us is Global Affairs Analyst Chuks Moku. Good morning, Chuks.
Morning.
Welcome to TVC Breakfast.
Thank you for having me.
I wonder what your reaction to this story was when you read about it yesterday.
My reaction was, as usual, I was calm about it. I saw it coming.
You saw it coming?
Yeah, and any Nigerian who didn't see it coming is probably burying his or her head in the sand. I think that Trump has exercised some restraint, in terms of extending this ban, knowing what his agenda is before he came into government. All kinds of things has been going on in our country. So those who are speculating, they probably have the same kind of thinking that I have, that is long overdue and all that. And if it's not true, good for us, but we need to put our house in order. Shuaibu Ulia is not being found yet. A CAN president, a zonal CAN president, has been beheaded.
So you think because of these issues we're having?
But those are the issues that he's concerned about. But those are the issues that Trump came to pursue. The Christians here have been subjected to all kinds of, bullying and killings and all kinds of things. He's concerned about corruption and act of terrorism. Those are the things that he's concerned about. He's consistent about it. He's angry about it. And by the way, he's the only president that the only world leader that the politicians fear and world leaders fear. These are his major concerns. If you don't know about it now, before now, you better know. Those are the things he's concerned about. Any nation that cannot protect its own citizens, people are stealing our money and taking it away. He's concerned about those things.
But as a government, do you think that we didn't know that this kind of things that are going on could get us to this point that we have found ourselves, and then we should put our house in order, as you have rightly said?
I think that they know, because if you observe the political space here in Nigeria, everybody is quiet. And you might not know why people are quiet. It's because they are afraid of Trump. That is number one. They know. Now, I think that the setback is that inability to just deal with the issues. What are the issues? Insecurity. People are taking other people's lives. And for between 2015 and now, it's just not really been dealt with. And I think that Trump has shown an example how that you can confront your promises, your political promises. Because when you make political promises and you're not able to keep them, it becomes another thing.
What are the implications now for businesses, on the country, and even individuals?
If Trump survives this impeachment trial, he goes for election and it will just last for another 4 years. It's not going to last forever. The implication is that we need to put our house in order. It's not a death sentence. It just means that we need to sit back in our own place here and deal with our security issues.
But we're not the only ones.
Corruption.
We're not the only ones who have security problems in the world.
No, we are not. But here we are in your studio here discussing the Nigerian, how it applies to Nigeria.
Yes, because if it means that it's based on security in the other nations too,
those are the nations that
issues, but a lot of them have not been included.
I don't know about any country who has security issues but should we be comparing Nigeria with other nations? Imagine countries like Myanmar, they are in the list with us, Afghanistan. It should make you cry. So there must be something that those countries that are not in the list are doing. For instance, they have been able to deal with corruption. Maybe they have security challenges.
But we are fighting corruption. That is what the government has said.
Well, fighting corruption, you're not supposed to be fighting corruption. That's what the president promised before he came to power. So I support the fact that he's fighting corruption. But the way you deal with corruption, in fact, I was following a report yesterday that was showing that corruption has escalated in some areas. Those areas where they have been able to fight corruption in the last 4 years or thereabout, it's gone down. But it just escalated in some other areas, in small places, where demands are made from small business people like us. You can't get certain things done except you pay a bribe. So corruption has gone up in so many areas. And our people are dying and are being killed. You have a Christian girl that was kidnapped so many years ago. Others have been released. You think Trump is happy about it? You have his people here in Lagos and in Abuja who are following this trend and making a report back to the United States. You need to deal. Why will you still have people being killed by Boko Haram? How long is it going to take you to annihilate this one, take them out of our country?
All right.
Don't we have the resources to do it?
Of course, and that's what the president has also promised, that he is dealing with.
So we need to deal with it so that we can get out of the list.
Well, joining us now to talk about this is Global Affairs Analyst, Chuks Nwoko. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so looking at all of this now, analysts are saying that this is not good for our image. How so?
It's not good for our image, it's not good for business, it's not good for our people and all that. But it hasn't happened yet. So we're just going to hope that it's mere speculation. But what we have on ground is an indication that we need to work hard and make sure that, you know, we meet the requirement for this president, this particular president, Donald Trump. His desire is that terrorism is dealt with. His desire is that Christians are protected everywhere and are allowed to practice their faith without molestation, without bullying and all the sorts that we have had. Our sister, our daughter, Leah, Shoaib is a case in point. Is somebody's daughter. I mean, I might not feel connected, but she's been held back for years now. I don't know what government has done, but it has not yielded any result. Trump feels that pain. A Christian brother, a Khan president in some locality in Adamawa State, had just been killed by Boko Haram. And Boko Haram has been in the news for all the bad reasons for a long time.
Another concern for this is the fact that a majority of Nigerians overstay their visa in the US.
That, I don't think that's the reason why.
That's another reason.
I don't think so.
According to the reports.
I don't think so. I don't think that Trump, I have never heard him say that because Nigerians overstay. Nigerians are not the only ones who overstay. The issues that I know he's concerned about is terrorism, corruption, and you know, he started with placing ban on major Muslim nations. But he expanded these things to include what I just told you.
Absolutely.
So if we work on those things, and if you overstay your visa, there's a sanction that accompanies your overstaying for your visa. But these issues of corruption, our politicians have been silent over these issues. They need to speak up and tell us what they are doing.
All right, the government is saying that these are speculations and they're waiting to see.
Yeah.
So if it happens, what reaction would you expect from the government?
The reaction I expect from government is what I just told you. They need to demonstrate concrete and show us concrete evidence that the promises that they made to us 2015 and in recent times, that they're able to deal with it. Deal with Boko Haram. Secure the lives of Nigerians everywhere. Secure the life of Nigerians. Then deal with Boko Haram. Terrorism is a major upset for President Trump. Okay. Once you deal with those issues, we don't have, I don't think he has any problems. But the government
was talking about withdrawing troops from volatile areas to ensure stability towards the end of last year. That was what the president said.
Yeah, but if you
Is that a way of dealing with this issue?
No. I believe that the way to deal with this issue is deal with Boko Haram. Annihilate them. We have the resources. We have acquired equipments and all that. Let the military deal with that. But these other deployments of security agencies in other areas, it's a withdrawal. That doesn't mean that when occasion arises for them to send another set of troops back to those areas, that will not happen. I'm not a military expert, but that's what I think that there are challenges in other areas. So they are withdrawing them to deploy them to these areas where we have new challenges. That you're withdrawing people to deploy them to these areas where we have new challenges. That you're withdrawing people or military from a particular area doesn't mean that you're not deploying them to other areas where we have need.
So if the Boko Haram insurgency, if corruption is
all dealt with,
or both of them are one of the issues that Donald Trump is looking at for Nigeria to sort out, why not just place a travel ban on those who made those promises, rather than the whole country?
Well, travel ban is to make all of us see the vulnerability. It's for us. It's not for him. It's not for Donald Trump. It's for all of us. That we need to deal with this challenge. These people that are being killed, they are your brothers and your sisters.
True.
Exactly. So it's for us to pay attention to leadership. That is the result. This man is very far away from us and he's concerned about us. So if we sort our issues out, the better for all of us. We might not even need to go to the United States. We might not even need to go to the United States. We might have to do our business here. This is where investment should come to. Now, I understand why we want to travel. I want to travel and go on vacation, rest for 3 weeks, 1 month, then I'm back here.
Yeah.
So it's for our own good to build our country, to secure our country, so that we can have a place we can call a nation. Because right now it's not a nation, it's just a mere expression that we have.
All right.
When people are dying every day, people are being killed. Now, if that man that is killed is a husband and a father.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much, Chukwusoku, for talking to us on this.
Thank you for having me.